back when I was living in Santa Barbara, I got worried about the cops not being able to handle what I was saying online, and I was worried someone was going to take a shot at me. Someone was going to try to kill me. And so I wrote him a note, and I said, sometimes it's to our country's benefit for me to appear godlike. And the reality is I still believe that. And I think that from a getting allies on our side for a war perspective, it's a good thing for me to appear godlike. But the reality is we are human beings. And so when I talk about Javar being someone that is whatever, and I should never talk about him ever, Javar is the person that's behind the curtain. Javar is the person that has conversations with me in my head, and we almost make decisions together, but I tend to just agree with them because they know more than me. And so when I talk about them, are they as brave as me? Probably not. You know why? Because they've looked through someone's eyes while they got shot and seen the blood, and they have seen people get the shit beat out of them, and terrible things, and seen like terrible things done to people. I don't see that stuff. Probably the reason I'm so brave is because I don't see the violence. I know the violence is there. I mean, when I was in jail, I saw the violence a lot, but that's not the violence. I'm talking about like real violence. I'm talking about people getting shot and stuff like that. I'm talking about what happens every day on the streets, which is people get killed over drugs and stuff like that. They see it, I don't. And so I think it's important to note this to these police officers that are watching this other video where I'm saying I'm the King of Kings. I don't think I'm God, for sure. I think I'm a person that was cloned who has done incredible things in the past. And I'm a person that is cloned on multiple planets over and over again and is tasked with doing things like being Moses, which is getting a minority population out of slavery through psychological warfare and through magic. I do magic. I think I'm Merlin. I think the myth of Merlin is me. All these folk tales. We're folk. Those are, a lot of them involve us. And so if you're sitting there going, okay, this guy is some sort of psychopath that thinks he's God, what you should know is the last thing I think is that I'm God. I make mistakes more than anyone in the world. And in fact, I'm pretty sure my people set me up to make mistakes all the time so that I can learn from them. And it's important that I learn from them. And it's important that they put me through hell so that I learn lessons, because I need to learn these lessons, because my life is that dangerous. I need to be that good at my life. I am that important. I have to be freaking good at my life to not be dead right now. You have no idea. This has been 7 years that I've been saying this stuff. Like, there are people that believe me and there are people that don't believe me. So I just heard Lynn Cheney is for Trump's impeachment, and that shocked me because I view her as kind of a radical conservative, like almost a religious nut, because you can't be that conservative without being a religious nut. But then I've also thought of her as kind of not quite her father at all. I view Liz Cheney as almost moderate in her heart, but she's conservative in her values because she represents Wyoming, and in Wyoming you have to be anti-gay, pro-Jesus, completely irrational. You have to be for a 2,000-year-old religion, and you have to, but you have to not be for God, Jesus ever coming back ever. I'm just saying, that's kind of how Christians are. They think Jesus is always going to be a spirit in their head, but then I'm talking about a spirit in my head that's an actual person, and they're like, no, there's no way. You're talking about people that are not perfect, and you're talking about people that are just very, very smart. And I've seen how smart you are. You're not that smart. And I agree with you, but I'm definitely creative. So I think one of the reasons that everyone's having such an extreme reaction to the Capitol, the riot, is because they got afraid. and that's why I don't think Donald Trump understands that when he didn't intervene to stop these people, which I don't know if he could have. I think he could have sent out a text and it wouldn't have done anything, but he didn't even try. I think the reason that all the Congress people are so angry is because he didn't try, and they were that afraid. And they're not people that encounter danger all the time. But what I'll tell you guys, I'm talking to the Congress people, is you were afraid because of one freaking event, and you're probably still afraid, and you guys probably still have PTSD from that crap. Do you have any idea that like my entire life is that event? Like my entire life is danger. My entire life is terrifying. So you have no idea what it's like to have like gangbangers and gang stalkers combined with cops, combined with actual federal agents that legally have the authority to spy on you. Like when I talk about cops, I'm talking about cops stalking someone off while they're off duty. You have no idea what it's like to constantly be stalked by people that carry weapons. And so, I mean, pardon me if I don't have as much sympathy for you guys as I should. I still think that Donald Trump should have said something, but I don't think him saying anything would have changed anything. I think the real issue is, like when Liz Cheney is having such a problem with Q now, these crazy people that have these radical beliefs about politicians, she needs to understand that like that was stoked by a bunch of like political operatives. I mean, do you think that the Republicans have benefited from this Q belief system? I think they have. I think the reason they benefit from it is because they stoke the passion. There are people that are that passionate about the Republican Party. They want it. And when people are that passionate, you don't want to go against them. I mean, the last thing you want to do is contradict someone that's as smart as those Q people. No, everybody, they know it. All the Democrats are a bunch of satanic devil worshippers who didn't help me while the cops were trying to get me hurt in jail or trying to get me in a fight so that I'd never get out of jail. I mean, so all I'm saying is, like, I think you guys lack empathy because I need out of my life, and you guys are breaking the Constitution, or you're allowing the police to break the Constitution, or you're allowing the federal government or the Justice Department or whoever to break the Constitution because you don't want me to have money and you don't want me to have rights. And I'm just saying, I think you lack empathy. And when you think about me, I don't know how many of you guys have seen the TV show Orville, this captain, where he's a really nice guy and he's like fiercely loyal to his crew and he's very protective of his people. That's the way I am. I'm not good at business because I'm creative or solely because I'm creative. I'm good at business because I'm nice and I'm easygoing and I'm someone that people want to work for and I'm someone that cares about what matters. I'm not going to give you a bunch of stupid rules that are going to distract you from your job. I want you to do your job, and I like if I have a rule, it's going to be there for a reason. I view myself like the captain. And I view my woman, I view her like the first officer. And you know what? When the captain's gone, is she just as good as him? She is. Does she have that same like charisma? Pretty close, but maybe not as much. But she sure as hell is just as good at when she's in charge. And no one worries when she's in charge because she's that freaking talented. So, all I'm saying is, I don't think you guys understand who I am, and if you for the people that are receiving the letter, if you heard me talk about I'm King of Kings, what I'm talking about is I'm a person that is always the king, because I'm the king on so many planets, and I am a clone of the king, and I've earned my spot, and I think it's because I'm a good person.